Hello and thanks for joining us on Key Factors presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through the card at Rosehill Gardens this week. We've had a little bit of rain in the air on Thursday afternoon, but that won't stop us. Still plenty of best bets coming your way. And Mike, as we were on the way here in the car, we were chatting. The confidence levels this week, mate, we're right into the winter racing now.
No, I'm a little bit dazed and confused tonight. Usually on a Thursday night, I'm brimming with confidence. All the analysis is done. But hats off to the tab bookies. I think they got most of the markets right. We'll scrap for some value tonight, but I might need some help, Stu, tonight.
Yeah, it looks to be a tough old card there on Saturday, but we will do our best to help you through it to find some winners. Let's have a look at the conditions now for Saturday, because as I said, that rain, it just hasn't gone around on Thursday, Mike. And, well, how is that going to affect the track on Saturday?
Well, we don't know. It's raining now, and we'll know probably Friday morning, Friday lunchtime, what the weather conditions are going to be like. There's two possible scenarios. With the rail out 6 metres, if there's not too much rain, it could be soft 5 and it could be up and in, near rails and near pace. But if it's soft 6, soft 7, it starts to chop up, it could be a fair track that suits wet trackers. I just don't know, Stu.
Just to make things a little bit more difficult, as we've already said, the markets all look to be pretty spot on there on Saturday. So let's have a look at the races that we are going to cover this weekend. We are going to dive into the quaddie, Mike. It's back to the old days where we used to have the quaddie show.
When in doubt, keep it simple. Races 1, 2, 3, 4 are good races. We like them, but we'll focus on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to make sure we come away from the races with a profit on Saturday. Okay,
so hopefully a little profit there with a few best bets later on early, but we are going to start with race number 5. So let's have a look at the market here, and we are looking at the race over the 1,200 metres, and it is Ramstein, the favourite here. $3.10, well supported, set a hectic speed and only run over late last start. The trifecta there gapped the others, including Smart Image, and it's only got 54.5 kilos here, so right here as favourite. Royal Banquet on the next line at $8, resuming. Strung the hat-trick of wins together last preparation. Two nice quiet trials into this. Snow Zone, $8.50. OK Fresh, Dream Circle franked that form last week. We've got He's a Hot Shot, $8.50. We know that horse is going to appreciate being on top of the ground if it gets there. And of course, Jailbreak, $9. So reliable for Cody Nestor. And Shadow Crush, $9.50. Just got there off a 6-week fresh on last start. Back out in trip here, having his first go at the track. But Ramstein, Mike, a great band, and it's the favourite here in race 5.
Do you like that band?
I love them, mate.
Yeah,
they're great live. Pyrotechnics.
Not for everyone, but I don't mind them, but I'm a bit old for them now. Let's have a look at Ramstein. Last start. Look, the bias was up and in a couple of weeks ago. It was on pace inside, and it was beautifully ridden, made the most of that bias, and geez, it almost won, didn't it? The form ratings are pretty good, and the form line's a good. Smart Image from the back. He ran okay. I'm just not sure about this horse. And Shara Terra, I guess he had to come widest, and he ran okay, and he can improve second up.
Okay, so look, we're looking at, well, a horse that could potentially be leading here again on Saturday, Mike. Can it have it its own way?
Well, yeah, probably, because he's going to fly along on a low weight, and he is so impacted by these track condition scenarios. Soft 5 on pace bias, he just wins. He's probably $1.90 shot.
Yep.
But if it chops up and they go off rails, he could be $9 shot.
All right, well, let's have a look at Royal Banquet here, Mike. And, well, what race is this? We're going back a year, pretty much a year for this race. So we're looking at Scone here. And, well, of course, this is the horse that strung, as I said, a nice few wins together last preparation. It's trialled really well here.
Well, this is the horse that if the track chops up a bit and they're coming down the centre of the track, watch the barrier trials in this preparation. They were very, very sneaky, but we spotted them, not pushed down the barrier trials. He's got some style, doesn't he? He was impressive first up last prep. The only reason he got beaten because he was wide on a strong tempo at the end of last prep. Could have been unbeaten last time in. Okay,
and finishing out wide on the track there, so it'll be interesting to see where they're finishing by race number 5. And let's see if the key factors can start things off a winner for us at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. Of course, we run our own little mini races. Top right-hand side of the screen. We're looking for the gold bars here, Mike, and Ramstein's got the form.
Strong form, on pace, bias suited, but he's still got the best form.
Okay, so there is the one they have to catch. Track distance and conditions. How are they going here?
That's the risk for Ramstein. If it gets too wet, he won't like it. Snow Zone should be fine, and Royal Banquet should like a soft track too.
Okay, so all eyes on the weather there. A few of those do like it. What about the map here, the 1200?
Well, Thursday night we're playing up and in bias, but we could be wrong. If there is bias, he will love it, Ramstein.
Okay, away he goes. Right out to the lead here, Mike. Okay, who's got progression late?
Well, a few of them have got progression. Royal Banquet, Fresh, can improve into this prep between preps. Matawa Tupkey didn't do well second, third up last prep, but first up he was okay. Okay,
you did well pronouncing it there, but it is Ramstein that went ahead from the start. It's led by 2 lengths there at the finish. But is it going to end up that way in terms of a bet? So we've got a favourite here. It's around that $3 mark, as we said. It's been well supported, or can we find some value? So let's bring in all the prices here to see which way we're going to play early in the day. Race number 5. Okay, $3.10 here, Mike. You've made a few cases for him going forward. He is the strongest horse, but is it a wait to see these conditions?
You know it's scenario A, scenario B. If the rain keeps coming, I'm not going to back him. But if it stops and there's bias, wait for Saturday. I am going to back him. I do like Royal Banquet if the track chops up, but if it doesn't get too wet and there's any bias at all, at the weights, he's going to be so hard to beat. Ramstein's the best bet for us. And Cattersby also, if it's not too wet, he's hard to beat as well.
At massive odds there, $61 at a little bit of each way value. But Ramstein there, the favourite in race number 5. Let's have a look now. Race number 6 to keep things going in race order. It's over 1,500 metres here, and Love Tap. Nice bit of support here, $7 into $3.40. Jumped slowly up north, went a $2 favourite, had no hope when forced wide, but fitter and the 1,500 metre suits.
He had every hope. He had every hope.
Great house on the second line, $4.60, resuming's off a quiet trial. Was chasing Yonkers and Realm of Flowers at the end of last preparation, and of course that was only its first Australian prep. We've got Zing, $5.50, solid return, so reliable, and draws well to posse up here, you would think. Steely at $9, didn't get the 1,800 metres last time, well backed at Hawkesbury to start prior, beating Saigon, and of course Air to Wear. I mean, Mike, come on, this horse, it's just 1 from 15, but it has been flashing home in some good races. Where's it going to settle this weekend?
I don't know, so risky. Love Tap, don't fall for it, Stu. Why is everyone falling for the Love Tap?
It.
Yeah, we'll see. Midfield, I had cover first up. He did come to the outside, which is a little bit tricky at Doomben, but he should have got past a few more of these. There's some lower rated horses that finish alongside him or in front of him. He's a strong horse, he's a progressive horse, but the 3-year-old form lines from last prep haven't exactly worked out.
Okay.
And I expected better the last 150 metres, to be honest.
Okay, so you expected better. I just thought Petal put a line through it. It had no hope once it got flush wide. It's only going to improve?
I've got no idea why he's got no hope. Clear air, and horses are going past him on the inside.
All right, let's have a look at Great House. It's, of course, one of these imports. We see these horses come over. We see them take our good races. And, Mike, we figured out this horse last preparation. It did have a good preparation. We were on for one of its wins, but this was its third at Flemington.
Well, this is first up last preparation. We just looked at one favourite, and we've kind of semi-sacked him. Let's have a look at another favourite and semi-sack him as well. Over 2,000 metres with a strong tempo in Sydney. He was strong, but this is him first up last prep in a lower grade race. The horses he faces on Saturday are a few lengths faster than these.
Yep.
And he was okay, but once again, far from dominant.
All right, and of course it's just resuming off a quiet trial as well. So let's have a look at all the key factors here, because it might be a race that we can take on a couple of favourites by the look and sounds of what you've just said. But there's Great House and Air to Wear. So we're giving that horse the form.
Well, I think you could be a little bit forgiving, and Great House was great last preparation, but it's wide open this race.
Okay, track distance and conditions.
Back in distance is a risk for Great House, and altimeter as well, staying at 1,500 metres. Might not like Rosehill, but most of them should be okay.
Okay, so plenty of gold here around one of the favourites in Great House. And well, what do we do with the map here over 1,500 metres? How far back does Air to Wear get?
Or you just so risky. Apprentice jockey on, getting back, I don't know. Steely can roll forward. Zing gets a nice box seat run. Love Tap can get up there. Snowfire could box seat even from the wide barrier and hit the target, probably leads. Okay,
this is turning into a nice race. So we've got Zing, Steely and Air to Wear all at nice each way odds, poking their noses in front, and progression here, Mike.
Looking for horses with upside. Love Tap, Zing, definite upside, and Snowfire can improve second up.
All right, Zing, there it goes. A Love Tap with a bit of gold, so it's only a length behind there. Steely, Air to Wear, Snowfire, they're pretty much only a length behind. So we definitely have a race in our hands here, Mike. It looks as though it's one that we're going to play a bit of value. So let's bring in all the key factors and all the ratings, all the odds, because I smell a little bit of an upset here. We've got Zing, $5.50. I mean, this horse is very consistent, Mike. Love Tap, I know you don't like it. So where are we playing? Where is the value?
Well, it's one of those days where a couple of favourites you can kind of go against, but then you just don't know where to go. So you maybe go to back 4 or 5. Zing's hard to beat. Steely, Air to Wear, don't want to lose on her, but I wish she hit the line better at Scone. Snowfire, $19 for a horse that's tough and gets on pace. Where he falls, maybe not. Yeah, just look, the best bet, Steely.
Yeah, okay.
He didn't get the 1,800 metres last start. He's only a length off in the ratings there at $9. We'll take that. And Snowfire, aggressively ridden first up, had no chance at all 1,200 metres. 1,500 metres suits better. He could box seat.
Okay, so one thing we're saying in that race is have a look for a bit of value. Steely and Snowfire
no love tap
there for us. No love tap there. All right, we are 2 down this weekend at Rosehill. Plenty more to come after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We're up to race 7 at Rosehill Gardens this weekend. It's the 4X Winter Cup over the 2,400 metres, and so much form to sift through here. We've got Gosford Cup, Wagga Cup, the Lord Mayor's Cup. They are all the form lines, and it's Parry Sound on top here. $3.50 in the betting. Stayer on the rise. Well backed and ran home well in the Lord Mayor's Cup behind Polygray. Knight's Order on the second line, $4.20. OK when resuming in the Wagga Cup behind Inverloch. Then on speed in that same Lord Mayor's Cup. Stockman, $5. Kept coming in the Lord Mayor's Cup behind Polygray and Parry Sound. Then gave weight to the promising No Compromise last week. It sucked me in. Of course, Inverloch there at $10. It was huge odds in the Wagga Cup, holding off Yonkers and Spirit Ridge. So there's some form lines, but it's got the 60 kilos here. And old mate Woogok, he's 7 now. He's $10 here, and he's coming through to some similar races, Mike. So all these Gosford Cups, Wagga Cups and Lord Mayor's Cup, which way are we going to go to have a look?
We'll have a Lord Mayor's Cup lead up, and we've got 6 or 7 coming through this race, I think. So it gives us a good look at the form lines. Knight's Order. Waterhouse Spot Stables second up. It was well backed, and they just went too hard, didn't they? Hammer and tong right from the start. And he did all right to stick on because of that strong tempo right from the back. Stockman weaving through late. Amica weaving through late as well. Costello maybe had his chance. He runs away. I was disappointed with that run. And I don't think Woogok's come up this preparation season. That's
right, yeah. We expect a few in this race. I do remember that, Mike. OK, you've made a bit of case here for the leader sticking on. I mean, that's what he's doing.
Yeah,
right?
I think he can improve third up, and I think Parry Sound's obviously going well. The best 2,400 metre run for Parry Sound was the Gold Coast Magic Millions. I'm just not sure about that form reference, though. OK, so you've gone all the way back to that race. Let's have a look now at the Wagga Cup. I wasn't there this year. The first one I've missed in a very long time. I'll be back next year, Mike. But Inverloch, I mean, wow, it got out to some stupid odds this day. He's strong, isn't he? And this was a dry track. That's the reason why he drifted. And I guess wet track, if there's on-pace bias, it sets up beautifully for him on Saturday, but he's never won at 2,400 metres, so tempo will be huge.
Okay, so another one.
If he gets across to the lead, he gets a couple of cheap sectionals, he could get this big kick again, but Knight's Order's there to keep him busy, isn't he, Stu?
He is, but that's surely what he did give here, Mike. And is he a strong horse that can do that with a big weight?
Well, very, very likeable horse. With that racing style, can always win, of course.
OK, so there's a look at a couple of those major form lines heading into this, the Winter Cup. So let's have a look at the key factors here to try and steer you into a winner in race number 7 at Rosehill Gardens. And we'll have a look at this form, Mike. We've had a look at those replays. That's where all the horses are coming through. So how have we given Parry Sound that little edge?
He deserves to win. His form rating's
sure
the
does.
best, but he did have every chance last start, but he deserves to win.
Yeah, right. I've been on him the last couple. Let's see where he's going to end up here, Mike. Track distance conditions here for the Winter Cup.
Yeah, most of them fine. Inverloch, I think 24 is a bit of a risk with his racing style. And the good fight, heavy track Kiwis, one paced. Rosehill's always a risk for those type of Kiwis. OK, so plenty there with gold over the track distance conditions. Now the map, we're out to 2,400. So you're playing this much? If it's up and in, I guess Inverloch leads and Knight's Order box seats with Amica not far behind as well. OK, and we know Stockman's going to need to be running on. Now progression, Mike, a few of these, like Parry Sound, like Stockman, they're a fair way into their preparation. Yeah, second, third up is the right time for Knight's Order. Attention run could improve. She wasn't too bad at Doomben, and Costello has to improve. The form's only fair so far. All right, so those that were looking for a bit of value have been put back in their place because Knight's Order levelled up there to Parry Sound, so the market might have this one in its favour here. Mike Stockman only a length behind. Inverloch, one of the Wagga Cup winner, I should say. It's only a length behind as well. So are we going to be going here for some of the favourites, or did you find something that you might be able to play each way there? Let's have a look now. All the ratings, Mike, because the favourites, we know they're right in this race. There's Parry Sound, there's Knight's Order. Stockman's going to have to be running on another Herculean effort to win this race. And the same can be said for Inverloch with the weight. All I found was an excuse to go to the bar for 45 minutes, choose your favourite ale, get a pie, come back, and thank God you didn't back Stockman each way when he runs home for fourth. Stu, I don't know what's going to happen in this race. Look, Knight's Order, I think 2,400 metres third up box seat suits, and he's proven over that distance. And Parry Sound, I just want to see him do it. So Knight's Order is the best bet for us. And Amica, she's a forgotten mare. She's got form around Stockman. As long as it's not too wet, she can show up as well. All right, so plenty to look at there, but it's Knight's Order for us. No confidence, though. On pace, no confidence, as Mike says. So we will move on to race number 8 over the 1,800 metres. It's a benchmark 94, and as we have a look at the market here, Mubariz, $4, only second up when edging clear from Monsieur Sissou and La Grisa here over the trip last start. Pandano into $5.50, showed fight fresh, then not much luck in the Scone Cup. We've got Batiga at $6.50, stuck along
there on the inside, of course, in the Scone Cup as well. La Grisa at $8, got back and ran on strongly fresh. We've got Welsh Legend there at $9, steps back a little bit in trip here. And Monsieur Sissu, the third emergency, $9.50. And this is one you'd obviously look for any leader pattern. And of course, it is a horse that loves the wet, Mike.
Louise Day did such a great job on Monsieur Sissu last start. Let's have a look at the replay. Got to the front, cheaper early sectionals and kicked 600 metres from home, which this horse quite likes because he's so tough he can stick on. I think it was Tommy Berry on Mooberries though.
Yep.
Just got the better of it though with a perfect ride from him. But he only just fell in, and horses like La Grisa and Spence were pretty strong as well. La Grisa unlucky not to get closer.
You remember some races for the wrong reasons. I'm pretty sure this sunk out quality this day, Mike. It was a pretty strong win here from Mooberries though. And well, if Monsieur Sissu gets the conditions, can it stick on again?
I think it can, but just a blanket finish. The form looks questionable. Just not sure.
Okay, yeah, I agree with a question on that form. Let's have a look at Pandano here, Mike. We're going back a couple of starts. We know it was unlucky in the Scone Cup, but this is at Randwick, and this was over the 1,600 metres on a soft track.
Finally, a horse I like. Pandano, this is a few starts ago,
Here we
like
go.
you say. Very strong on pace. 1,600 metres wet track. You think after this he's going to go to 1,800 metres soft track. But no, he didn't. Distracted by the $600,000 of provincial championships in which he ran well in.
Yeah.
Then he went to the Scone Cup over a mile on a dry track, which he doesn't like, and he was chopped out. He finally gets to a soft track, 1,800 metres, a couple of months later.
So he might have been chasing some riches, that horse, eh?
Patience, Stu, patience.
All right, well, let's see where we're going to be playing here in race number 8. Let's bring in all the key factors here because you've finally got a little bit of confidence. It's good to see. It's taken a few races. But Pandano, Mike, it's got the form. Is it because of that race we just saw?
Is Pandano better than Mooberries? Yes, I think he is.
Okay.
Light him up.
All right, well, let's see how far ahead it might be able to go here. Track distance and conditions.
Has he got more upside to 1,800 metres? Yes, I think he does. Batiga, wet track, softish track, 1,800 metres. Maybe he can show something, but he's been a bit weak late.
Yeah, interesting to hear your thoughts on Batiga there. Obviously has reached a few highs. What about the map here, 1,800?
Well, Monsieur Sissu could lead. Mr. Dependable could tag him in a Akari, God bless her, coming third just last start. Could be up there as well.
They were absolutely gapped, but it was a good run there from Akari at huge odds last time on key factors. But is it going to appear again? That's what we're going to wait and see. Progression here, Mike. Who's got that?
Well, Monsieur Sissu was second up, wasn't he? So maybe he's got more to give. Costello definitely got some upside, and Berdebeck second up can improve.
All right, so a couple with progression there, but I think Pandano, as you said, is a better horse than a few of those, Mike. Moober is the favourite. Definitely didn't make up much ground there late. So it's Pandano there by a length from Monsieur Sissu. Mr. Dependable's there. The favourite Moober is a few lengths back. So the confidence finally come in race number 8.
We've perked up late on.
I'm pretty sure I know where this one's going. Let's have a look at all the ratings here, Mike. How far ahead? Look, it's only won this race by a length, but you're saying there's a chance.
It's almost 10 o'clock. You're probably watching the footy, but if you're tuning in, we like one. Pandano will win this race. Kathy O'Hara, push him forward, slot in, one out, one back, come to the outside and just surge past. The son of Dundale's never been to 1,800 metres before, and I think he'll eat it up, Stu.
All right, I know you love your done deals. Okay, so it's Pandano there with some confidence in race number 8, which leaves us now with race number 9, a 1,200 metre race to end the day. Let's have a look at the market, and it is Expat, well supported, 440 into $3.60 on Thursday. Had a good run here in the Denisha's Joy, chasing the Speedball Ballistic Lover over the 1,100 metres. Does this horse lead? We will see. Majestic Horse on the next line, $6.50. Enjoyed that tempo in the same race, charging home late. The extra trip should suit here. Exotic Ruby at $7, only a length off them, and her 2 runs back. Third up now and looking to peak. Starla, $8. Huge fresh along the inside, running the day's fastest. Last 200 metres, finishing in front of Exotic Ruby and Sarah. And then, of course, Instant Attraction, $9.50. Crossing the line with Exotic Ruby at Gosford, chasing Stella Pauline and April Rain and Sarah at $11. Never on the track behind Exotic Ruby last time out, Mike. But Expat, $3.60 is just some money there for this horse on Thursday.
Well, I think when the rain wasn't coming, the rail was out, end of the day, drying track, they thought leader on pace inside. We'll have a look at her racing style and you'll see. This is a great example of 2 horses that'll have very different results depending on the track conditions on Saturday. Expat up and in, fights on pretty well, but she did have the perfect trail. Majestic Shot can go forward or back. She loves a soft track. She pulled to the outside just a little bit off heels there, and she was very strong late.
Yeah, okay, Mike. So, look, we had a tearaway leader in the race. We saw Expat with a good run in transit. So which is the better run here? The one charging off the strong tempo or Expat sitting in behind?
Very good question. Probably similar. We'll just stick with the time there. I guess they're similar time running, but Majestic Shot does love a soft track, so if it chops up, she'll love it.
Okay, so plenty to look at here. We are just going back a couple of weeks. We're looking at, of course, Hellenism. We've got Starla here, Exotic Ruby, and, of course, Sarah, Mike, right out wide. Lost no admirers in this race.
Yeah, 3 wide, no cover. Once again, this is a horse that handles a wet track well. Like you said, 3 wide, no cover. Sprints up well, just peaked. If it's a chopped up track at the end of the day, we keep saying it, she can come to the centre of the track and sprint quite well. But if it's up and in, Exotic Ruby's the one we like. She's in the blue and red here.
Yep.
She fights on pretty well and she draws barrier 1 on Saturday.
Okay, so could get a nice cushy run, Mike, but we're pretty much saying by race 9 we still don't know.
Well, we don't know on Thursday night, but we'll be betting on Saturday. We always do. Steve.
All right, so we're really going to have to be looking at track conditions all afternoon at Rosehill because it's going to sway a few of the bets on the weekend, as you've seen already through our key factors. So let's have a look at race number 9 here. It's the last race we're going to be looking at in detail. And, well, this says to me we've got a nice open race to end the program.
The story ends as it started with a very hard race. I don't know. Light up half the field.
Oh, we had the options to choose it. We're coming home with race 9. Track distance and conditions.
If it's a chopped up, soft track, Majestic Shot, we'll love it. Bring the Ransom doesn't mind it. And Zack Attack's okay.
Yeah, you can certainly see Majestic Shot charging home down the outside if that's the way they're going to play on the weekend, Mike. Speed map here, 1,200 metres to end the day.
If it's up and in, which I think they're backing early, Expat leads Exotic Ruby box seats, and they'll be very hard to beat.
Okay, so Exotic Ruby out by a length here. The favourites right in the money here, Expat and Majestic Shot. What about progression?
Well, there's a lot of them have got progression. We're kind of guessing Majestic Shot's definitely improving. Hellenism can improve second up.
Okay, so we started with an open race in the market. Majestic Shot, Exotic Ruby and Expat. Well, they're all pretty much there. So the favourites are right here in all of our key factor ratings. A couple just a few lengths behind there, Mike, but looks as though we might be honing in on a couple of the favourites late in the day, depending on the track pattern. In and out, I think I've heard you say a few times tonight. All right, here we go. One last shot at glory, mate. Majestic Shot, $6.50. It's going to be charging home. Exotic Ruby gets a gun run. Expat might just be unders from what you've been saying.
Yep, the show's almost over. We'll say it one more time. If it's a chopped up track, they come down the middle, Majestic Shot. But if it's box seat suits, on pace, inside bias, Exotic Ruby, she's tough, she's reliable, she gets near pace. Exotic Ruby in race 9 with very low confidence, Stu.
Okay, so not an easy way to end the day there, but we hope we've found you a few. Exotic Ruby there to end the day. Plenty more to come after the break. $100 hot seat, which is absolutely firing at the moment, and of course all the other best bets on the program. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We thought it was going to be a tough card at Rosehill this weekend, and by the looks of all those tips we've just gone through, it certainly is. But Mike, we've got 9 races. We only chose the quaddie and race number 5. So what about earlier in the day, mate? Is there anything there that just tweaks the fancy?
Well, there's quite a nice 2-year-old. It's got a nice action on it, likes a wet track. So Royal Zell, maybe we should have done that race. You said we should have done the 2-year-old race, Stu.
We should have changed it up.
Yeah, we should have done it. 440, quite like that horse. Nikki Tricks, Adrian Sigletano from the race guide. She'll be camping near pace, hard to beat. Too Much Caviar can lead all the way at 340. Estero box seats and wins for some very good owners at $6. Ramstein, if it's not too chopped up at 310. Steely, good value each way. Knight's Order. Just don't know. Again, Pandano is the best bet of the day. And Exotic Ruby, if it's not too wet and it's on pace inside race 9.
All right, looks as though we needed a few asterisks there in all those bets, Mike. Okay, so this sort of day at Rosehill, can you spend a little bit of money and play it wide, or do we just hone in on something you absolutely like? How are you going to play this?
I wanted to go all in, but I just had to sort of have another bet.
You've only got $100
just for some variety. So we'll start with race 1. I just like this horse, Royal Zell.
Okay.
Just watch his replays, the way it gets to the line. It really opens up with a great stride, but Pandano by far is the best bet of the day. I think he just wins race 8.
All right, so on a day of low confidence, you've honed in on one there, Pandano, and of course you've gone to the other 2-year-old race, which is good to see, Mike. But that's it from us on Key Factors. Head to theraceguide.com.au for all your feature profiling this weekend. You're going to need it. You're going to need to understand how your horse handles the conditions this week. See you later. See you next week.
Hope you find a winner on the weekend.